and gentlemen, welcome to Renee Box Young, a platform where we simply discuss, critique, and analyze, simply talk about sport of boxing in a level-headed, mature, coherent fashion. Definitely subscribers since day one, recent subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Flash Lives premieres of my videos such as this. Definitely, man. Playback family, salute. Thank you guys so much, man. If you're new to this platform, if you love the sport of boxing, this is simply the place for you. It's as simple as that. Cordial invitation for you to go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, so when I push content such as this. And family who has been asking, petitioning, as I said in my recent video, for me, getting a Cash App. It's set up, so thank you guys so much. You can see it here in one of these corners here in the video. So go ahead and there, $ Renee Box Young, capital letters, $ Renee Box Young, very simple. Thank you guys so much, man. I want to talk about Jermell Charlo, man. I referred to this recently. It was, on I think it was my last live session, my last Flash Live, where I talked about Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez, obviously giving a little bit more post-fight reaction concerning Spence and Ugas, that fight, showdown, beautiful stuff, you know what I'm saying? And, I'll leave a link in the description. I'm sure you saw it by now. It was like an interview with Jermell Charlo along with David Benavidez after that. It was good stuff, you know what I'm saying, as far as... first and foremost, I gotta say this, man. Jermell, he's intense, man. Yeah, that guy's intense. I talked about in my last Flash Live, not saying that I gotta make a video on it, and this is it, you know what I'm saying? That guy is intense, yeah. Mike Coppinger's getting that heat, Remember, you go months back. You go months back. Sorry, man. It's just funny stuff, Hey, salute to Mike Coppinger. He's just doing his job, you know what I'm saying? But, people claim him to be a bias or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care, But, hey, he just does his job, reporting or whatever he does, boxing reporter, source guy, whatever, right? Shouts out to him though, man. But it's kind of funny because I remember, months back, if you go back, Bob Arum was, being interviewed by several sources out there, you know what I'm saying, media sources, and Mike Coppinger was to the left of Bob Arum, if I'm not mistaken, man. Mike Coppinger said something, and he's like, Bob Arum, shut the shut the heck up, F you, or whatever he said, man. You got Jermell Charlo saying, tell Mike Coppinger to shut the bleep, he's a bleeping hater or whatever, man. Jermell said crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? But what I get out of this is this, man. Jermell said several things. He said several things that really caught my attention, apart from what he said about Mike Coppinger, man. But apart from that, I think he's going to be really, this is going to be beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. I want to, have a focal point in this video, concerning, Brian Castano, Jermell Charlo rematch. This is going to be beautiful. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you got to take something from Jermell Charlo, which is several things, and I've definitely given my flowers to, I've given flowers to Jermell Charlo, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, concerning his career at 154. And I really don't care what people have to say when it comes to saying that 154 is a weak division and, there are weak fighters up there. No way, you know what I'm saying? There's really no credence to that, no credit to that, there's really no, I don't buy that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I definitely respect all these guys. Just like what, Jermell, I'm going to connect this, what we said to Mike Coppinger. I understand Jermell's viewpoint, which is exactly why I've been saying in this channel for a long time, you know what I'm saying? I respect all fighters for that reason, you know what I'm saying? Mike, when he was talking about Mike Coppinger, he said, he's never been in a ring before, he's never fought, he never boxed before, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't know what it's like, you know what I'm saying? When Mike Coppinger, I think, criticized Jermell Charlo concerning his performance against Castano in the first fight, right? About fighting against the ropes, something like that. I really don't know the details, and I really don't know what Mike Coppinger said, and I'm really not interested in it. But I do, definitely agree with Jermell Charlo in saying that, he's never fought before, you know what I'm saying? Understand, a lot of fighters have that viewpoint, when it comes to people critiquing and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, platforms such as this or what have you, you know what I'm saying, that talk about sport of boxing. That's exactly why I don't call these fighters bums, I don't call them tomato cans, but at the same time I understand where people come from when they say that kind of stuff, but as far as me, I never do that, you know what I'm saying, because I know what it's like to a certain degree. At least I've sparred, I've trained, you know what I'm saying, down here in Mexico, and I have a glimpse of what it's like, you know what I'm saying, and I agree with Jermell. He's like, he's never boxed before, and another thing we can take from this is this, man. I got to point this out, Jermell, I've given my credit to him definitely at 154. I think he's one of the few, I've said it time and time again, there's several fighters out there, but Jermell's one of those guys where, he's going for the gusto, he's going for legacy, ladies and gentlemen, he don't care who it is, he wants the belts, he's getting these belts, unified 154 champ, you know what I'm saying, and yet to be seen with undisputed. We'll see what happens, and I got to point this out, man, I got to point this out. he talked about, he mentioned about, the whole thing of Castano getting that bicep injury or what have you, supposedly, allegedly, right? Remember, I haven't seen any proof. I haven't seen any proof concerning, Brian Castano proving and postponing, which postponed the whole undisputed rematch bout between Brian Castano, you know what I'm saying, and Jermell Charlo. Jermell brought that out. And, I got nothing to say against that with what Jermell's saying, and he's really determined, man. Jermell, what I get out of this interview, man, is that he's really determined, man, to really. He said he's gonna smash this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about he's gonna go in there and smash Brian Castano. I don't doubt that. Why? Because what you can take from Jermell is, remember, go back to the Harrison fight. Remember the first fight, man. It was a I personally thought Jermell won the first fight. It was a very close fight, though. You know what I'm saying? What did he do? He went back, went for the rematch, and he understood. This is what I'm saying. He understood Harrison. Him and his coach. You know what I'm saying? They understood what to go for in the rematch and how to fight, what game plan to bring. He was very patient in the rematch against Harrison, and he just got him at the right time. Matter of fact, I was kind of worried, man, because I thought, in the rematch with, Harrison, I thought, Jermell, you're really too patient here. You know what I'm saying? You're not throwing too much. Harrison is getting that work on the inside. He's doing beautifully. You know what I'm saying? But as we all know, Harrison got cocky, and he didn't, caught him at the right time. Bam! Just beautiful. Why am I saying this? Because I think that, this is dangerous. This is going to be a dangerous rematch, for both sides. But I think more dangerous for Brian for Castano, because Jermell picked up some things. I know Castano picked up some things, in Jermell in the first fight. But, Jermell has proven, to the world that, when he rematches somebody, he's gonna figure you out. And I think that, this first fight, Jermell picked up some things in Brian, you know what I'm saying? I think he figured them out, man. And I think they're going to come with a great game plan, and it sounds like I'm giving a prediction early, I guess, but I don't know, whatever. I kind of suck at predictions, but I personally think that it's just going to be a beautiful fight. That's what I'm trying to say here. Jermell's going to bring it. Castano's going to bring it too. And it's fishy to me, though, you know what I'm saying? It is kind of fishy to me, this whole Brian postponing the rematch. Why did he do that? Did he prove it? I really don't think so. I don't think he came out with medical records, anything of that nature. I don't know, man. I kind of think this. This is just me thinking and, just speculating here. I kind of think Brian Castano, man, needed more time. I think he needed more time. I think he didn't feel he was prepared for the rematch and the date that was originally scheduled, which I think was in the first quarter of this year. I freaking forgot the date, whatever. But, I think it was in April. It was supposed to be on the rematch already. But, postponed down to June, I think, or something like that. So I think Castano came out with that and said, you know what, we need more time. I think his team, they probably saw, you know what, we need more time for this guy, and I think that, man, Mell, he's no joke, ladies and gentlemen. People can say what they want to say about Mell, the Charlo brothers, but with Mell, I've spoken my piece about Jermell Charlo personally. You know what I'm saying? Also we saw after that, I'm saying, Jermell, Big Charlo, they call him, right? Going back and forth with David Benavidez. They're probably not going to fight anyway, because, David Benavidez is expressing moving up to 175 now if he doesn't get a big fight at 168. I don't know what's going on with Jermell, man, because Jermell, if I'm not mistaken, he has another, I guess, mediocre fight, next. Like I said, all due respect to all the fighters, and opponents, but, it is what it is when it comes to status and, levels, and rankings and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I think it would have been ideal for a long time, for Charlo to have fought Benavidez, and for a longer time, Caleb Plant to have fought Benavidez. I got a video on that. You could check that out, man. It's on the channel. So, but yeah, man, I think that Jermell, I'm saying, it's gonna be he's gonna bring out that, that's the thing, man. I gotta reiterate this. It seems like I don't know, man. You call me, I don't know, whatever you want to call, I don't care. But I would be kind of scared to. I would be hesitant. We'll put it like that, right? I would be hesitant to interview Jermell, because the thing here, I reiterated, I've talked about this. Watch this, man. Watch this. There are some fighters, man, where you got to watch out what you say with these guys, man, and especially when you're in person with them, okay? So, like, because this has happened, like, some time ago. Happened here in Mexico. I talked about in several live sessions, things of that nature, when it comes to this kind of talk. Like Canelo, for example, years ago. A lot of people don't even probably know this. Probably wasn't even released in the, American press. I'm saying? It was in Mexico, though. Years ago, man, something happened between him and some politic or something like that down south of Mexico, and he broke his jaw, man. He just straight up socked him, bam, on the streets, man, and it broke his jaw, But that was before Canelo was really, compared to now, like, Canelo's just off the charts when it comes to fame and, blah, blah, blah. But at that time, Yeah, you don't cross him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like some fighters out there, I think it's different with Canelo now. He's wiser. He's more composed. Especially when you're at that line, kind of like Will Smith, right? Like, yeah, man, that was a crazy issue there with Will Smith and slapping Chris Rock like that. But it is what it is. But I don't think what I'm trying to say here is I don't think Canelo would do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? In the public, that's too dangerous to do that kind of stuff. Um, for both parties. And I think Mel, man, he, you know what I'm saying? Like if you were to see him on the streets and say something that he doesn't like, even though you say it in a, probably, for example, like Mike Coppinger. Imagine if Mike Coppinger were there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he would go and sock him or something like that or punch him, but you just got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? And why am I saying this? Because Mel has that fire in him, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm trying to say. He has that fire. He has that fire that's burning in him, man. That's why I respect him, Mel. That's why I love watching him fight. That's why I love what I've seen in Jermell Charlo and the trajectory of his career, man, at 154. Just beautiful stuff. And in the same context, same interview, so many things to say in this interview. You know what I'm saying? Well, concerning this interview, link in the description. I'll leave it there, man. I'm sure you saw it already. And he talked about Bud Crawford, because, the reporters obviously ask these questions. They say, what about Bud Crawford? He moves up. He's like, man, I don't even know who that dude is. You know what I'm saying? And, he ain't ducking. I'm not saying, ladies and gentlemen, you can't question these things with some fighters. Some fighters you can, but in Mel, I don't have nothing to question about him. You know what I'm saying? He's been proving it. Actions speak louder than words. I know he talks a lot, stuff like that, but he backs up what he says, ladies and gentlemen. He's not a Twitter finger guy. He's not sitting there in Twitter and, screw you. And, he doesn't do that, man. He backs it up and he fights. He fights the top in this division. You got to respect that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? And, Bud Crawford is mentioned there. Just imagine this. This came to my head. Just imagine this. Let's just imagine, because, I don't have no horse in the race. May the best man win between Bud Crawford and Spence, if it even happens. Okay, if it even happens. Okay, so imagine Bud beats Spence. Let's just talk imaginary here. You know what I'm saying? I don't really do fantasy stuff, but just imagine, it's worthy to speculate about because there's a big possibility that Bud wins. Never know, man. I'm going to break that down later as the fight gets near, if it even happens, okay? Yeah. Imagine Bud wins, okay? Because, it was in context of that when Mel was asked about Bud Crawford. What if Bud moves up 154? Would you fight him or whatever? But Mel's not going to, But in the same time, Mel's like, I'll be undisputed by then. Him speaking from, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but if he's undisputed by then, rightfully so to a certain degree, ladies and gentlemen. Rightfully so to a certain degree. I wouldn't call Mel a duck. I wouldn't be, I don't do that I don't do that with fighters anyway. But imagine, okay, that's what I'm saying. Imagine Bud beats Spence. Okay, moves up to 154 and calls out Mel and seeks that fight. And Mel says, "Nah, I'm good, man. You climb your way up. You do it the right way. You gonna come here to me. I'm undisputed here. I wouldn't trip on that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, in the same context, Mel said, "Hey, bring it on. I ain't backing up. Yep. Who are you, Bud? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Just imagine if Bud were to beat Spence, and if I'm thinking way down the line, right? But imagine if you were to beat Mel, man, that would be. I really don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's fantasy talk. But what I'm trying to say here is that Mel, I don't think he would. He ain't ducking no smoke, man. Mel, you don't. And I would respect that, man. If that day were to come, if Mel becomes undisputed against Castano, undisputed champ at 154, he's gonna have a lot of options. I mentioned this several lives ago. In a video, whatever I pushed. I talked about these undisputed champs, man. Unified champs, undisputed champs. They have a lot of mandos, man. They got a lot of mandatories. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I don't blame them when they have to, fight a couple mandatories. But when it's too many mandatories, that's where I'm like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? But, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So Mel, I wouldn't trip on him, though, because you got to respect the fighter. He's been fighting the top for a minute. At 154. So you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And it would be cool to see that, but I just don't think, we don't even know if Spence and Bud's going to happen, right? So we don't even know about that. You know what I'm saying? Once that fight date comes, good Lord willing, you know what I'm saying, then we could start talking about that and contemplating that, because we don't even know if Bud's going to win, but there's a good possibility he can win, beat Spence. But, that's still up to grabs, and we'll see what happens. That's yet to be proven, you know what I'm saying? But Mel, man, all I know is this, man. All I know is this. I mean, he's going to bring it, and, he's skilled. He's skilled. He doesn't fight emotionally. Very highly skilled. And with James in his corner, man, Mr. James, man, you better watch out. Castano, man, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Mel in this rematch, ladies and gentlemen, and becoming undisputed. It's going to be beautiful stuff. I can't wait, you know what I'm saying? So what do you think about this, man? What do you take from the interview, you know what I'm saying? The content that, media has been pushing concerning, Mell Charlo interview. I don't know if that was a press conference or something like that, because they're kind of like sitting down. I think it was like some hotel, I don't know, man, lobby or something. But hey, great content, and shouts out to those who I'm gonna leave the link in the description. You check it out. So once again, man, my Cash App, man, $ Renee Boxion. You can check it out in the link in the description there. You can check it out here on the screen also if you want to donate or if you want to help out and support by liking it up, man. That's great too, man. Subscribing, all that. You already know, man. I appreciate you helping out, supporting any way you can, man. You know what I'm saying? So Renee Boxion, a platform we simply discuss, critique, analyze, simply talk about sport of boxing in a level-headed, mature, coherent fashion. Definitely. Thank you guys so much, man. Peace out. Stay safe.